Welcome to Unbiased and on the Fence. I'm Shane. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this beautiful Tuesday in Mercury retrograde. We're going to see if we can get past. We're going to see make it past our connection issues. What's up, Michelle? How you been doing this week?
Good. We'll see how it goes today. We've been cutting in and out. So I reminded you of the Mercury retrograde. Things never seem to go smoothly, especially when tech and communication is concerned. So we'll cross our fingers and hopefully it goes well today.
So we have until March 10th?
Yeah, to the 10th, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So
fingers crossed.
Yeah. Just use less words. Less tech, less words.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So yeah, no trips to the DMV or anything.
No. Yeah, Travis. What not to do during a Mercury retrograde? The DMV.
Yeah, we need to do some kind of handout or whatever.
Yeah, things to avoid.
What is up, everybody in the chat? So glad you can join us here live today, and everyone, of course, watching later. And if you are on Facebook or Twitch or one of the other streaming services, you can hop on over to hop in the chat on YouTube. So.
Cool. Look at you go. All these platforms.
Yeah.
You're platforming up.
Mm-hmm. Services that make that so easy to do. I can still stream in one location, restream, and it will just put it out there in all the places. And I've even got it embedded on the website. So if you actually want to go to uotf.net, you can watch it there on the homepage. So
that's cool.
Yeah, lots of little upgrades I'm getting done here and behind the scenes and
tweak.
Yeah, during Mercury retrograde.
We
need to call it
Save the tweaking till after retrograde.
Right. Yeah. It's affecting my mouth. Oh my god.
Yeah, communication. Yeah.
So you felt real heavy last week. I'm feeling heavy this week. I even took a nap, half-hour nap right before, I guess about an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. You just feel like you gotta catch up on rest or whatever, you know?
Yeah, it really, I feel like I'm down to the latter half now. Last week it sort of hit, last time we talked, it was hitting up here. And, it's really a big flush through, like this lunar cycle I found from like last new moon to the full moon and then to this new moon. And I can really feel that wave that I do. And so closer to the full moon for me, it was really top heavy, and then working down. So the energy's starting to bounce back up for me again, but I'm feeling a little bit of discomfort in the lower back, sort of as it's leaving, as it's lifting away. Can really feel how it works through. Still, very unusual. So I've really noticed that's sort of moved through the body down lower now. So really increasing every day more.
Yeah, I'm getting the heart flipping and the solar plexus flipping sensation.
Mm-hmm.
Still getting that. Tiredness in the neck and shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
A toothache. I don't know if that counts.
I feel like sometimes when we get a lot of energy come in, it really does affect the jaw. Yeah. Sometimes. So almost like you've been clenching your teeth more in your sleep.
I do. That's it. That's exactly what's caused it, is the clenching of the teeth while I'm sleeping. Because I'll wake up and all my teeth are just sore.
I think like we're taking so much energy, or doing so much in our sleep sometimes with this energy that
you're just like,
and the neck, the energy that comes in, and it's just kind of, and the neck will be sore and stiff in the morning. or the headache or tightness in the head, or really in the crown, even the tightness here. So it's picking up. It's like another drop in a bucket every day. It's not like maybe a big difference every single day, but as I look, because it's kind of cool that we talk every week, so it kind of gives me that overview each week to sort of measure my own process and progress. And so it's not that it's like hugely noticeable every day, a big jump, but over the course of the week, I can always seem to honestly say, yeah, I can see a progression. I can see how I'm experiencing it more and more, a little bit more throughout the day. It becomes more common, I'm more used to it, or feeling it, experiencing in different areas. And
it's like we're online journaling. That's why we recommend you guys chiming in with symptoms and stuff, because you can always go back and say, what symptom was I having that week? Let me see what week that was, and here it is in the chat. Of course, you can go to the form on the website and enter your symptoms there and see if anyone else, if you're too bashful to get into the live chat, I get it. For all you lurkers out there, we know you're there.
It's cool. It's cool to lurk.
You're there. Yeah. I lurk a lot too.
All good. Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it.
Nope.
Well, let's get into dreams, shall we?
Let's do that, shall we?
Yeah.
Because I had some cool ones over the last week since we talked. So it was really probably the next day after we talked. I had this really cool UFO dream. So, in the dream, it's nighttime, and I'm talking with my mom. It's not this house here, but it's very clear. It's a big window, a big paned window that we're standing beside, and it's night out. And as I'm talking to her, I look, and there's this massive UFO. And it was this glowing purple, the exact shade I can still see, this color of purple. And I've never seen one like it in dreams before. It reminded me of a giant jellyfish without the tentacles. Like how it glow. You ever see the jellyfish when they're deep sea ones that glow in the dark? Mm-hmm. They're luminescent and so it was throwing off all this purple cloud. It really had this glowing sort of bulbous top to it, and then a sort of piece down underneath. But it was just massive in the sky, and it was so clear, and everything in the dream was just crystal clear. And I turned to my mom. I'm like, look. And I'm so excited about what I'm seeing. And she's looking, and I'm like, do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? I'm trying to get a recognition that it's not just me seeing it, that this is really happening, because it's so real and it's so clear. I'm like, you see it, right? You see it? And she was in shock. She wasn't, totally answering me. And I went to walk away to go outside, because it had moved across the sky and sort of disappeared from view. And that's why I was like, do you see it? I wanted to make sure she saw it before it was gone, that somebody else saw it, that I could validate that this was really happening. And so I went to go outside, but then I'm sort of thinking in my mind through all of this. Well, I know Mom's going to think I'm going to run off and go jump on this UFO. She says this, she's worried that I'm just gonna go. So I'm sort of stopping. I'm kind of I have these multiple thoughts going on. Is this really real? I'm questioning, because I'm just so shocked by what I saw. And I'm, on one level, I'm questioning this. Is this really real? This seems really real. I have to be awake. And I'm also questioning, about, well, Mom, explaining to Mom, or getting some kind of interaction from Mom. She's not really answering me. All of a sudden it just clicks again. And I go loose. I'm like, I'm dreaming. This is a dream. Right. And I was worried about having to explain to mom about going off to chase this UFO and her worrying. But all of a sudden I realized this is a dream. And I even said to mom, this, like, you're not real.
Mom, if you're here, don't worry, just wake up.
Yeah, it was like, oh, it's not. She's not. Why is she not answering me? I'm
Right.
realizing everything, but I've had this really interesting thought lately of realizing, like, much like our external, really aware that in my dream, everything is a projection from me.
Yeah.
Everything is me.
Right.
So I'm looking at this character that is playing my mother, but it's me putting that in there. That's
Right.
me. So anyways, I realized this in talking to her, that she's just an aspect of my mind present in this, illusion. And I said that to her, and it was like she was like breaking down. And I came across it. I had a series of characters. So as I sort of left her, I realized I didn't have to, like, there was no concern here. There was no need to worry. There was no, this is just an illusion, right? I'm not hurting her feelings. I don't need to worry about none of that. Just dropped, right? And off I go. And because I'm now lucid, I know immediately I can fly. Oh, sorry. I'll just say that. That's how I knew I was dreaming. Because when I did the lucidity check, I was like, okay, this is so real. This is so real. Wait, maybe you're dreaming. And it was, well, if you're dreaming, then you can fly. And I just immediately just put my mind to it, and I just whoop off the ground, and I'm like, oh, I'm dreaming, right? But so then, anyways, I went off, and I proceeded to come across a couple other characters, and I've maintained the lucidity through all of it. And I was so, the next character, again, I was watching that this character was so involved in whatever thought process they were in, and like trying to prove their point, and trying to back up their information. And they were really stressing themselves or stretching themselves to do this, that sort of chasing their own tail. And again, I stop and I look at this character, and there's this recognition of, again, that this is just me. This is all within my mind. That's an aspect of me that's coming up, right?
Wow.
And again, when I look at the character, and I'm like, you don't need to do any of that, because it's not real. That's just an aspect of me, and we can let that go. It's not even real. And it's really interesting. And when that would happen, it was like the character would start to like distort, like the arms got longer and wonky, and it kind of, and then the speech started to collapse. And it reminded me of your dream as well. And I'm having these conscious thoughts. That's how lucid I am, of remembering your dream. Wow. Remembering the breakdown of speech. So this went on for two characters, and then I almost forgot this. A third. So I came across the next character, and this one was totally different. They were all of a sudden I was in a room, and it was like being like a hidden camera in a room, or viewing through a hidden camera in a room, and watching this girl who was doing this hidden camera. She was like sneaking around, and it was some kind of like Islamic boys only spiritual ceremony where only boys are allowed. And she was like hiding and filming it, and trying to like evade detection and everything. And again, I sort of picked up this tension from it, and immediately went lucid and was like, hey, you don't need to do any of that. You're just a reflection of me. literally saying that to this character. You're just a reflection of me. We don't need to do that. And then I waited for this character to start to break down like the other ones did. And I did a funny thing. And as I was telling her this, that this is a dream, you're an illusion, you're an aspect of me, I was flying, like raised myself up off the ground again and sort of did this like matrix run across this wall up into the sky. And I was like looking for her reaction, like watch this kind of thing, and looking for her reaction. She stayed really passive, and for the first time ever I had this interaction where she started flying. She raised herself up the ground, and she was flying like alongside me, and it was like, oh great, now I have a companion, let's go and we can go have fun. Like here it was, like I had it was completely interaction. Now this carried on not just that night but the following night. And again, I was having more characters. And I think this is really actually, the second night that I was really coherently recalling your dream information, because there was one of the characters was the woman, and the way the speech was cracking and breaking and like static and chopping. I was like, oh, that's just like Shane's dream, right? And there was a recognition of frequency. There was a recognition with me in this lucid state of being at this, of feeling the vibration, of feeling this higher vibration literally coursing through me, of being highly lucid, of being very conscious. It was like a direct connection to your conscious mind and your subconscious mind all at once in that experience. You know, usually when we're in it, we don't remember who we are, like, and all our stuff necessarily the way it is in reality. Like, to just bring in information like that from your conscious as far as recollection goes, it was very, very connected. So but that went on for like 3 nights. And so before the third night, I realized I was having these direct communications, understanding in that state and maintaining it, that these are just aspects of myself. Now, the speech was breaking down and everything. So because when I was really realizing what was going on the second night, I was like, well, what do they have to say? Like, I really want to hear what secrets myself has to tell me.
Right.
Right. And then when I was really pushing for that, that's when I found that their speech was like chopping up and not really coming through clearly. So I really kind of put the prayerful intention in meditation and such the day before the third night of wanting and asking for sort of a higher self communication, or inviting that energy of communication to come in from much higher aspects of myself. And I do have recollections of having conscious thought, of having the conversation, of the recollection of, I set this intention and here I am now, here they are, here they are, and here they are to communicate. Can I remember it? No. I do remember blue. I remember that they were blue. They were, tall blue beings. And that that it was like they heard my request and they came through to have that conversation. And there was a real awareness of that's what they were there for. But I can't remember what we talked about.
Just how it goes, huh?
Yeah, just how it goes. Well, it's okay. It's in there. And this is another thought that really keeps impressing me. We talked about last week in meditation, how it was really keeping it simple on a cellular level, of picturing the peace and light in this cellular level. And what keeps coming back to me this week in meditation is on that cellular level is where divine truth is. And that the divine truth and the answers to all things are already within me, within the very cells of my being. And this thought is something that played throughout those dreams too, and sort of realizing and then coming back out. And it was kind of where I put that intention prayer into it, and recognizing the truth is the divine truth, the simple truth is within me. It's just a matter of learning how to listen and tuning into the frequency. Right.
Now, was the UFO in all three dreams or just the one?
No, it was just in this beginning of this one, but the impression visually and how real it was breathtaking, and just such a strong picture. I really felt like I had the impression, I'd had a dream like almost 2 years ago now. We talked about with this UFO, and I got pulled up into this UFO and put through this fear test that I blew up. But it really felt to me afterwards that, we have these very, very large crafts that kind of go around, and I think that they visit us and they distribute energy kind of as they go. They kind of check on us, check on our progress, re-energize, heal, do all kinds of different things depending on where we are, what we're at, and who we have that tight bond with. And I feel that these very large ships kind of just move around different locations and sort of go over us and check how we're doing. And when in dream state, we have those connections with them when they're around. Mm-hmm. I really had this strong feeling that why it was so visually impressive, and the energy of it was that in a way was happening here. I really do feel like, this large ship that was going by my house at that time, and that I was picking up on that energetically. It very much felt like home energy to me. The color, the purple color, that's very strong meaning to me, and it comes up in a lot of my dreams. So I don't know, I just really felt that connection to it. So
Well, I find this interesting because, I had the one about my dad, and of course he's passed away, but both, let's see, Dave and Daggy both said that they've had dreams about, let's see, Dave said all my dogs and friends and family that have passed over, literally every night having dreams.
A lot of people having dreams about the people, and that's really with the veil getting thinner and thinner, thinner and thinner. And yeah, a lot of people seeing
loved ones
regular now, very regularly.
Friends, families, pets. So chime in if anybody else has had that, or anybody watching later, put in the comments or whatever, because I find that's pretty interesting, and it goes along with what you're saying about the veil thinning. Yeah.
What comes to me too is, I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, because I don't think it's that we're about to die. But people often, it's very often recorded that within sort of the 3 days before they die, they'll have all these people that pass on visit them in their dreams. It's a very common thing. And I think that's part of, as they're crossing over and that veil sort of thinning, that starts to come through to them, right? But, how's our connection, Shane? You're pretty blurry there.
Yeah, you're coming through okay, but...
Okay.
But yeah, it looks like we're broadcasting pretty intermittently here. We'll see. It's dear. Back to green now, so... That's interesting, though.
Yeah. Never fails.
Yeah, I think we're good to go again.
Yeah, I do think it's with that veil thinner and thinner, like that those people come closer and closer to us, become more and more present and easily accessible.
So maybe that means we're moving closer, not in death, but in a shift or something.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's death. I just think it's part of that veil thinning, and our access and connection to those that have passed over just becomes easier and easier.
Now, I wonder how the connection did. Did they just catch a little glimpse of that? Or are they like running around like, oh, we're all going to die? Oh, no.
Yeah, I know. Really, I know.
No worries. Nobody thinks.
No.
The death rate is
there
one
is
per
no
person,
death.
But we don't feel like, death
You're
is
infinite.
looming. Yeah, we are infinite beings.
We're infinite beings.
And that the fact that they're coming through the dream state lets you know that, they're still around. That energy is still there. They might not have their physical vessel anymore, but they're still around. Awesome. Well, do we have anything else to cover? Let me see here. We haven't even been going half the time here, but I'm kind of worried about the connection because it's red.
Yeah.
Well,
we can keep it short today. Did you have a dream you wanted to share quick? And
I've had tons of dreams, but they don't seem very, like in my little nap today, I had a dream about these astronauts taking off and then landing by the Arch in St. Louis, where I'm from, and but it was pretty. I was just trying to get pictures of them and send them to my son, from my phone. All right, we'll see you on the next one, you guys. We love you so much. Peace.
Peace.
There's the dog saying.
There's Zoe.
Be sure to check out the website at uotf.net. There you will find the live stream schedule displayed in your local time right there on the front page. Below that, you'll find links to take the Beyond Quantum Healing course at a discounted rate, purchase our book, Mandela Effect, Friend or Foe, in paperback or ebook, or to contact me to schedule a BQH session. At the top of the site, you'll find links to help support the work I do, access the free private forum where you can discuss organizing get-togethers in your area, Mandela effects, and more. Thank you all so much for being here.